Hello, and welcome to Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today I'm going to do a brief review of the container kits, pre-painted container kits and MDF by Black Site Studios. So let's get started. I find it hard to believe that I'm about to do a review on containers, which are a pretty simple item and not worthy usually of a whole lot of talk. But I thought it was worth mentioning, making a brief video on these particular products because I was really pleased with them. I've been looking for some containers for modern wargaming. Wouldn't normally have looked at pre-painted MDF for that. I would have tried to be saving money. But the ones I'm about to show you were actually the best deal I could find. So let's go to the building table. So here are the containers themselves. They're a simple MDF product. They're made with a combination of MDF and gray board, which gives them this nice three-dimensional look that you see here. They have a couple of issues like any MDF where they'll need to be touched up in the end. It's very easy to have... Here's the great example. Sometimes the gray board, this is a problem with pre-painted MDF in general, is sometimes if you're not very careful taking it off, it'll peel off portions of the pre-painted MDF. That's an easy repair, just need to be touched up with a similar green paint. They do come with these stencils to produce either China shipping or, I didn't bring the other one here. There's another company, but I don't recall who it is right now. They have a choice of, now you can see here, the only thing I see as an issue with that, and I was worried about that at the time, is if you put the stencil over the finished product, then you end up with a dimension that I was afraid that the paint would overspray into. If I put it on earlier, before the gray board ribs were put on here, then the ribs would have been over the painting, which isn't what you see on the prototypes. So I went ahead and did it over, but you can see I did get some of that overspraying. I'll probably touch some of that up. I don't know how well I'll be able to do, and that may be less of an issue if you were using an airbrush. I just did this painting with a typical rattle can. But I would certainly consider, if I wanted names on my containers in the future, that I might look at getting O-scale decals or something, particularly if you want like China Shipping, which is a real company. So this is two kits. They come in red, green, or white. Pre-painted, I think they were $12.99 for a pair, which was better than I could find anywhere. That's the only reason I went with pre-painted. It was costing about that for a single from anyone else. And the details, as you can see here, are pretty good. About the only complaint I would have detail-wise is that these little holes here, which are used for the locking devices that lock these together on ships, should be in these corners as well, and they are not. But that doesn't really bother me much at all. So they're very sturdy, particularly being as dimensional as they are. A guy from Congo. But it gives you an idea of what they look like scale-wise and how they fit. So this will be very useful in any modern games, or probably early future or recent future games. Very useful item. And so there you have it. A simple kit available in 3 different colors with the ability of some improving and altering and customizing just by a stencil kit provided with you. More detail than a lot of these kits have for containers. And incredibly sturdy, very strong, and yet inexpensive. Any other models I could find of containers were either as much or almost as much for one, where here you got 2 for the price you were paying for. Very good deal, particularly for something like containers, where you often need a lot of them. I am going to throw a quick ad out there for a friend of mine. If you are looking for a tremendous number of them, if you're looking to bring an actual port alive and need stacks and stacks of containers, I would suggest you look at my friend Chris's product at the Phalanx Consortium. He makes MDF kits that are several instead of buying several different containers and piling them up, it's just a big box that looks like several containers. A very good value and a great way to go if that's the look you're after. But if you're just looking for a few containers scattered here and there, which is what I was looking for my Arabia game, then these Black Site Studio ones are definitely a good way to go. Two of them for $12.99, I think the price was. Choices of 3 different colors. 3 of the most common colors the containers are going to come in: red, green, and white. The ability, just with your stencils, to add 2 different names to them if you want. And of course, other stencils and other decals are easily found for containers out there in the model railroading world. So a great product for helping make any modern or postmodern or apocalypse game come alive. Pretty ubiquitous item, the container. So I recommend very highly. I've never, except for small details, I've never been disappointed so far with anything by Black Site Studios. But these really have impressed me more than they ought to. And I thought, with that in mind, I was going to take the time to make a video and suggest that you look at their containers. I hope if you have built these, or if you do buy them, I hope you're as impressed with them as I am. If you do have these containers and have comments you'd like to make, please go ahead and make those in the comments down below. If you have found this useful, go ahead and let us know. Go ahead and hit like. If you haven't done so already, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our page. And until next time, cheers.